Good day, everyone. Ali Safi here, Safi Financial Network, October 24, 2025. All right, individual names, starting with Bitcoin analysis. Bitcoin, as you see here, head and shoulder is forming, and I'm just looking at this 107,000. If we get below this again, then 97,000 is coming down the road. Today, we just got positive momentum for Bitcoin, but still we are below 112,000. Ethereum at the same time, it's just forming lagging. You see that this pivot is getting below this. So this is kind of like a high, low, and here is kind of like a double top here. I would say a lower high, lower low, and right now we are forming another lower high for another lower low, potentially to 2,900 to 3,000. Bond yield doji bar here after CPI came up with a bearish CPI, I would say that's gonna like put pressure on the bond yield because interest rate potentially it's gonna go higher, or I should say, market is expecting more kind of like a downside for the interest rate because the Federal Reserve has more green light to bring the rate down. With today's CPI number, just came up 3% below expectation, and it's kind of like forming the cool down for the CPI. Treasury at the same time, it just had like a wacky day going up and down, still forming a consolidation. I would say it can go higher to 92, 93 for a pullback, then going all the way up to 102 103. So that would be the scenario for Treasury TLT. I'm just looking for a positive momentum for this continuing. Dixie at the same time, the dollar index, just the choppy. This is another doji bar here today, and we just got a choppy momentum for Dixie. This is a long-term trend line. As we see that, we kind of like formed a double bottom here going up. If we get below this pivotal point, which is 100, Dixie can go all the way to 102, but I would say dollar is getting weaker and weaker down the road, potentially until next quarter of 2026. VIX at the same time goes down. I would say VIX can go a sell-off all the way to 12 area, and that would be a pretty nice market top formation. And as before, we saw that VIX is getting to $12 and getting back to the upside. Right now, there is no sign of the VIX jumping up. We got its jump to 27.29 as I expected before, nicely, and then coming down. So we can delete this area right now. Still, we are into a kind of like a market to the upside, and VIX is going to go to the downside. VIX is going to be under pressure. Apple at the same time going higher today, bullish consolidation at new all-time high. So potentially we're going to see more consolidation for the next spike to the upside. Amazon at the same time, just getting back to the upside. Didn't go all the way to my target. However, we had a decent correction, 211. So it didn't go all the way down to 204, 208. There is going to be possibility, but next week we will have earnings. So in earning, everything can happen. Meta at the same time, we kind of like recaptured this area. So this is very, very important. We didn't get below this. So we can delete this, and Meta next week we will have earning as well. So it's going to be very choppy, volatile week for big techies. If Meta goes up like the next like the previous quarters, you see that Meta just jump up all the way to the upside, and we should see something like this happen again. Moving on to the Microsoft, this is the previous earning. You see that Microsoft just sparking higher, and right now it's just going up and down, choppy consolidation. We may see another potential upside or downside. So we don't know exactly. The pattern is very, very choppy. I would say Microsoft, if it goes down here for 68, that would be a great buying opportunity. Moving on to Google, which hit new all-time high today. Google is forming very well, and this is a critical pivot here, 235. As long as we are above this, we should give market or Google benefit of doubt for the next rally. Netflix at the same time goes lower. This trend line is broken already, and we are heading down to 1,000 area. Tesla, after yesterday's surge to the upside, Tesla missed the earning, but revenue was positive. So today, just going down. So we will see. As long as we are above this 400, I would say 407, 409, we should give Tesla benefit of that. If we go below this, then it's going to go all the way down to 340. It's going to be a crazy sell-off. Semiconductor index, they were on fire today. They were going up. This is a critical pivot here. Let me just zoom in here to show you exactly. So this is 225. If we go below this candle, we're going to go all the way down to 285. But right now, actually, this is 325. Sorry. This is 325, and I should change it here. All right. So if it goes below this, we're going to go all the way down to 285, 290. But as long as we are above this, we should just give semiconductors benefit of that for the rally. However, today we got a nice rally, but short sellers actually just took profit and even long positions that didn't want to hold over the weekend. SOX, the same pattern here. We just another pop, and intraday transaction actually goes down today. So 295, critical area is 272. NVIDIA, this is another interesting chart here. We got pretty nice support here at 177. If we go below this, 150 is coming, which I'm waiting for this long time. But NVIDIA, as long as we are above this 177, we can just give it benefit of that for the rally. AMD, which had a marvelous move to the upside today, new all-time high, 252. AMD 255, then 270, and then 298. So if we get above 255 on a daily basis, we can go to the next stop, which is going to be 270. If we go back down, keep an eye on 200. So that is very important pivotal point for AMD. Moving on to Taiwan Semiconductor. This is the area 270, 288, 280. So that's the pivotal point right now. Texas Instrument had the earning last week, actually this week, and we just get to this institutional level exactly the way that I was forming, and market jumped up. Today we got sell-off here, so still looking for a deep down for a great buying opportunity. I'm just looking for that one, to be honest. Moving on to Lam Research, with hit double top here. We got a new all-time high October 6th. After that, we didn't get back. So it's kind of like a forming consolidation. The pivotal point is 131. XLF, which is Financial Spider, we just had a nice pop today. KBE got a nice pop today. KRE the same here, going up. And seems like the bottom, actually, October 16 is in. Right now, JP Morgan had a nice reaction to this trend line. Remember, I told you if we get below this corrective move to the downside, that's going to be accelerating all the way to 54, 260. But right now, I would say JP Morgan holding up very well above this at 290. Goldman Sachs, the same pattern here. So you see that we just nicely reacted to this trend line going up today, 783 today, and that was a marvelous move to the upside. Bank of America, the same. We got pretty nice momentum, and we are pretty close to new all-time high today. Gold miners, they had like a negative day, but I would say they're kind of like chopping around here, 70. I would say gold miners is chopping around for another deep down, potentially to 50 to 54. That would be great buying opportunity. GDXJ, the same here, just chopping around here. We may go down to 76 to 80. We may. It doesn't guarantee that, but if that happens, that's going to be great buying opportunity. AEM, the same. It's forming kind of like a bear flag here. We can go down to 140, 150. That could be the scenario. Newmont is the same. 68 is the scenario for Newmont. I'm just looking at. And the last sector for today, which I believe that they're kind of like getting ready and chopping around for 26. That year could be energy market year. So XLE, just again reacting to this 89 going down. This is interesting area for XLE. We need to break above this. We had like a fake breakout before, didn't confirm, stay above this. Going down, form another low, tackle, 89, cannot recapture and getting down here. Exxon, the same here, it's just going up. You see that? This is the interesting area. 116 for Exxon is very, very important level. So if it get above this, 120 to 124 is coming down the road. And Chevron, 160 actually is very, very important level for Chevron. If it goes above 160, 161, then we should see a nice move to potentially even 174 or new all-time high. So we will see how it goes with Chevron. All right, folks, I believe I covered everything. If you like this video, please smash the like button, subscribe to our channel, and have a good one. See you on the chart. Bye-bye.